Hong Kong has passed a new immigration law that includes powers to stop people entering or leaving the city, raising fears of Chinese mainland-style exit bans in the international business hub.
Here's a summary of the article.
Hong Kong has passed a new immigration law that includes powers to stop people entering or leaving the city, raising fears of Chinese mainland-style exit bans in the international business hub. Labour activists and legal critics said the legislature had ignored concerns about the law's broad wording, and they feared exit bans could now be used in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's government said the immigration bill was needed to address a backlog of non-refoulement claims and to screen migrants travelling illegally before they left for the city. The Security Bureau said the bill would only apply to flights into Hong Kong. However, the wording of the bill does not limit the government's powers to those arriving in the territory or to immigrants, and legal experts say it could also be used against people trying to leave Hong Kong. Exit bans are often used in mainland China against activists who challenge the authorities, and have also affected business figures. Under Beijing's direction, Hong Kong's government has become more authoritarian since the 2019 protests. Beijing imposed a sweeping national security law on Hong Kong last year, arguing it was needed for a return to stability and would not affect freedoms. Hong Kong approves only about 1% of refugee claims, one of the lowest rates in the world, and there is a huge backlog.
This post received a score of 39,000, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
An immigration law that stops people from leaving the city? Sounds like an emigration law lol, or put more candidly, a cage law.
I was about to ask, isn't this illegal? And then I remembered that they make the laws.
In China, Communist Party opinion is the law. Whatever's written down is just for show.
We're funding possibly the most corrupt government ever. But at least we can pay 50 cents less for Nike shoes, right? Edit. Looks the CCP trolls found this post.
Lol, we don't pay less for the shoes production. Nike does and charges us more for a fucking shoe kids in China are making for peanuts.
And then have the gal to say those products' prices will be increased if we tax them more. Everything is literally an excuse to increase profits.
Just buy Nikes. They are the same shoes without the logo.
Nah, just buy rep sneakers, all the logo, cheaper than Nike, but handmade by individuals for the most part who often either sell directly or the sellers have direct relationships with. Artisanal Nike's winking face.
Where do I go for the same craft, but different logos? I don't care about brands, just form and function.
Your papers, please.
Our Statska so great, passport not required.
Georgie, we meet again, old pal.
This is actually dangerous even for non-Chinese since HK is an airline hub connecting other countries. This can have an effect on people transiting through HK. They may be prevented to go to their next destination, be detained or worst arrested and thrown in jail.
The planes will just hub somewhere else. RIP Cathay Pacific.
They have been dying for years now. The service quality went straight down ever since they lost that hedge gamble on oil back in 2007 during the financial tsunami. Used to love Cathay, now I want to avoid them as much as possible. Still better than most US airlines, but that's not saying much.
Greater than still better than most US airlines, but that's not saying much. Sigh. I'd rather fly Air Asia than flagship domestic airlines.
Singapore Airlines is the gold standard here.
Singapore, Qatar and Emirates are the only ones worth their prestige anymore.
Emirates has gone downhill recently and DXB really struggles with the number of passengers sometimes.
I flew with Emirates a few years ago and I was surprised that they didn't exactly live up to the hype. Other friends were saying the same as you. They were still leagues ahead of other national airlines that I had experienced, though. BA is my home airline, and they're just a joke.
In my experience, the EK connections to, from Europe are better than the ones to Africa and Asia. Also, A380 greater than B777.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.